Could there be a sweeter sight? Baby Alkong, with the purest joy, was seen rushing straight into Hyunbin's arms the moment he returned safely to Korea, an image captured perfectly by lucky fans on the scene. Join Red Carpet revealed as we uncover the heartfelt story behind this touching reunion. Starting right now. The air at Incheon International Airport was unusually electric that morning. Even for a place accustomed to reunions, departures, and the constant hum of rolling suitcases, things felt different. The arrival hall was packed. Not just with travelers waiting for loved ones, but with dozens of fans holding banners, cameras, and flowers. Some had been there since dawn, their excitement simmering beneath layers of winter coats. Word had spread online late the night before, Hyunbin was finally coming home. For weeks, whispers had swirled through fan communities that his overseas commitments were keeping him away longer than usual, and anticipation for his return had reached a fever pitch. At first, there was no sign of him. Fans leaned over the railings, craning their necks every time the sliding glass doors opened to reveal a trickle of passengers. Then, suddenly, a ripple passed through the crowd, murmurs, quick intakes of breath, and the unmistakable click-click-click of cameras being raised. A tall figure appeared in the doorway, wearing a black coat that contrasted sharply with the bright morning light streaming in from behind him. It was Hyunbin. He looked calm, composed, but there was a subtle urgency in the way his eyes scanned the crowd. His gait was confident but quick, as if every step was calculated to close the distance between him and someone waiting beyond the throng. Fans shouted his name, and he offered brief waves, but his attention seemed fixed on one point in the distance. That point was Sun Yijin, standing slightly to the side near a quieter part of the terminal. She had kept her presence understated, no obvious glamour. Just a warm wool coat and a scarf pulled snug against the winter air. But she wasn't alone. Clutching her hand was a small figure in a navy hoodie, a tiny baseball cap pulled low. This was baby Alkong, the couple's pride and joy. For a moment, Alkong seemed unsure, his eyes darting between the crowd and the man approaching. Then, in an instant, recognition lit up his little face. Without warning, he let go of his mother's hand and bolted forward. His sneakers squeaked against the polished floor, drawing the attention of those nearby. "He's running to his dad," someone whispered, their voice trembling with excitement. Hyunbin's reaction was immediate and unguarded. His entire expression transformed, breaking into a smile so genuine it cut through the noise of the airport. He dropped his carry-on bag without hesitation, lowered himself to one knee, and opened his arms wide. The sight was so pure, so human, that even some of the photographers lowered their cameras just to take in the moment. When Alkong reached him, he threw his little arms around his father's neck, clinging tightly as if making up for every day apart. Hyunbin pulled him in close, pressing his cheek to his son's head, his eyes closing briefly as though savoring the reality of holding him again. Sun Yijin watched from a few steps away, her lips curving into a smile that was equal parts love and relief. The crowd erupted, not in the frenzied chaos of celebrity spotting, but in applause, as if they were all witnesses to a scene too touching to be marred by screaming. Some fans had tears in their eyes. A few quickly snapped photos, while others simply stood still, letting the image burn into memory. Within minutes, those photos were online. "The reunion we didn't know we needed," one fan captioned. Another wrote, "This isn't just a celebrity moment, this is a father coming home." The hashtags Hyunbin returns and Alkong moments shot up the trending charts in Korea, Japan, and even parts of Southeast Asia. As they made their way toward the exit, Hyunbin kept one arm securely around Alkong, his free hand reaching out occasionally to acknowledge fans. Sun Yijin walked beside them, her eyes meeting those of the crowd with quiet gratitude. It wasn't a staged family appearance, no matching outfits, no coordinated PR stunt, just an unscripted, intimate moment that happened to be shared with the world. Later, entertainment reporters would confirm that Hyunbin had been abroad for nearly 2 months filming an action thriller project in Europe. The schedule had been grueling, with back-to-back shooting days and promotional events squeezed into the gaps. For a man known for his professionalism, he rarely let personal feelings spill into public view. But here, in the middle of an airport, the tenderness was impossible to hide. Fans speculated endlessly about the lead-up to this reunion. Some believed Sun Yijin had deliberately brought Alkong to the airport as a surprise. Others were convinced Hyunbin had requested it. needing the comfort of seeing his family the moment he stepped back onto Korean soil, regardless of who planned it. The result was the same, a scene that would live on in fan memories for years. By the time the family reached their waiting car, security guards were gently holding back the crowd. Hyun carefully settled Alkong into his car seat before climbing in beside him, while Sun Yejin took the opposite seat. Even as the car pulled away, fans waved and shouted their well wishes, cameras still clicking until the black vehicle disappeared into traffic. The story didn't end at the airport. Evening, lifestyle blogs, entertainment sites, and even parenting forums dissected every detail. Some zoomed in on Alkong's shoes, speculating they were a gift from his father during his travels. Others analyzed Hyunbin's coat, wondering if it had been chosen to match Sun Yejin's. Photos themselves took on a life of their own, shared alongside quotes about family, love, and reunion. International fans joined the conversation. In translations and personal reflections. "I'm not even a fan. Made me cry," one comment read. "You can see the love in their eyes," another added. It's rare to see such unanimous affection for a celebrity moment, no controversy, no gossip, just pure emotion. Behind the scenes, those close to the couple hinted at the toll the separation had taken. Hyunbin, they said, been calling home every night despite time zone differences, sometimes staying on video calls just to watch Alkong fall asleep. Sun Yejin, meanwhile, had been juggling her own work commitments while ensuring their son's days were filled with stability and joy. Both had been counting down the days until they could be together again. And now, that day had come, captured forever in the frame of a fan's camera lens. In the hours following that unforgettable airport scene, social media became a living scrapbook of Hyunbin's return. Clips captured from different angles began to circulate. One from the far left showed Alkong hesitating before running, while another from the right captured the exact moment Hyunbin's smile widened upon seeing his son. There was no soundtrack, no editing. Yet every viewer seemed to hear the same invisible music, the rhythm of footsteps, the breathless rush of reunion. Whispered apathetic fans swore they could see forming on Alkong's lips. Entertainment journalists, always quick to dissect celebrity moments, to frame it as a simple human interest story. This wasn't just another actor returns from overseas headline, it was a rare glimpse into the life of one of Korea's most guarded stars. Hyunbin had always been careful about the intersection of his work and his personal life, and Sun Yejin was even more private. That's why this moment felt so precious. It wasn't crafted for the cameras, it was a piece of real life that slipped through the cracks and touched millions. A close friend of the couple, speaking anonymously, revealed that Hyunbin had been counting the days until he could see his family. He missed Alkong's first school play. The friend said quietly. It broke his heart. Even though he sent flowers and a video message, he told me the first thing he wanted to do when he came back was hold his son. That's all. Not a party. Not a press event, just that. Meanwhile, Sun Yejin had made the decision to bring Alkong to the airport only the night before. She hadn't told Hyunbin. She wanted it to be a surprise. To race in a single embrace the 2 months of separation. I knew he would be tired. She later confided in a magazine interview. I also knew the sight of our son would give him more energy than any amount of rest. That surprise paid off. And videos showed Hyunbin looking momentarily stunned when he saw his wife and son in the crowd, his steps quickening almost unconsciously. It wasn't the kind of reaction an actor could rehearse, it was instinct. By evening, TV networks had picked up the story. Morning talk shows replayed the clips alongside slow piano music, their hosts smiling warmly. Parenting blogs analyzed it as a model father moment, praising Hyunbin's decision to kneel down to meet his son's eye level. Style magazines, on the other hand, about the understated elegance of the couple's winter attire. Even sports commentators got in on the trend, joking on live broadcasts. That's the speed you need to run to home plate, just ask baby Alkong. But perhaps the most moving reactions came from ordinary fans who related to the moment on a personal level. Comments poured in from fathers who worked overseas, from military spouses, from children now grown who remembered what it felt like to see a parent after a long absence. The image of Hyunbin holding Alkong wasn't just a celebrity snapshot, it was a mirror, reflecting the universal longing for home. Hyunbin himself remained silent in the public sphere during those first 48 hours. choosing not to post anything on his social media accounts. Those close to him said he was simply spending time with his family, catching up on moments he'd missed. He and Sun Yijin took Alkong to his favorite park the very next morning, away from the cameras, letting him race around the playground while they sipped coffee from thermoses. Still, the story didn't fade. 2 days later, Hyun appeared briefly at a press event for his upcoming film. Reporters, knowing better than to press too hard about his personal life, still couldn't resist a few gentle questions. "We saw a beautiful moment at the airport," one journalist began. "How did it feel to see your family after so long?" Hyun paused, his normally composed demeanor softening. "It felt like the world stopped for a moment. Simply. No cameras. No noise, just my son running into my arms. All I needed." His voice was steady. Those in the room swore they saw his eyes glisten for a second before he quickly moved on to the next question. Meanwhile, the viral airport photos began popping up in unexpected places, framed on fan cafe walls, printed on phone cases, even sketched in fan art styles that made them look like illustrations from a children's book. Some showed Hyun as a towering superhero, Kwang as the tiny hero in training. Others recreated the scene in minimalist line art, focusing on the shapes of the embrace rather than their faces. International outlets soon picked up the story. Japanese magazines referred to it as the hug that stole the internet, while Chinese social media dubbed it the airport fairy tale. In the Philippines, fans organized a small gathering at a coffee shop to watch the clips together on a projector, bringing tissues for the inevitable tears. Sun Yijin, though less present in the public eye during this period, was quietly moved by the response. In a private message to a friend, she wrote, "I didn't expect so many people to connect with such a small moment. Maybe that's the beauty of it, it reminds us all that love is simple." As the days passed, the noise of the online conversation began to quiet, but the warmth it left behind lingered. Fans continued to share the airport clip in anniversary posts, tagging it as a reminder that not all celebrity news is about scandal or spectacle. Sometimes, it's about something much smaller, and infinitely more important. Hyun eventually returned to work, and Sun Yijin resumed her projects. But both made small adjustments to their schedules to ensure more family time. Those who knew them well noticed a renewed lightness in their interactions, as if that airport embrace had reset something deep inside them. And every time Alkong spotted his father's suitcase by the door, he would run over, tug at the handle, and ask, "Are you coming back?" Hyun's answer, now and always, was the same: soon. Always soon. And though the cameras may not always be there to capture it, fans believe that somewhere in Seoul, always be another moment just like the one that shook the internet, quiet, unplanned, and perfect. After the airport moment that seemed to pause the entire internet, Hyun and Sun Yijin decided to share something rare, a candid family photo. It wasn't a glossy magazine shoot or a staged campaign image. Instead, it was a softly lit living room scene, Hyun sitting cross-legged on the floor, holding a small toy car in one hand, while Alkong sat on his lap, leaning against his father's chest. Sun Yijin stood behind them with one hand gently on Hyun's shoulder, her other hand holding a mug of tea. Caption was simple: "Home. Thank you for the warm welcome." Within minutes, the post became the most liked image on Hyun's social media in years. Fans flooded the comments section with messages of love, gratitude, and blessings. Many wrote that the image felt like a continuation of the airport scene, a private happiness made public in the gentlest way possible. Others said it reminded them that even the most celebrated stars find their truest joy in the simplest of moments. Friends of the couple revealed that the past week had been full of exactly those kinds of moments. Lazy breakfasts with pancakes and strawberries for Alkong, evening walks around the neighborhood, small bedtime rituals, Hyun reading picture books aloud in his calm, deep voice while Sun Yijin tucked the blankets just right. During this time, the couple also took a conscious break from the constant rush of filming schedules, interviews, and red carpets. For Hyun, was a deliberate choice. "It's easy to get lost in the spotlight," he confided to a close friend. "But I never want to miss these years with my son. Work will always be there. Moments won't." Sun Yijin echoed this sentiment in a quiet interview she gave a lifestyle magazine. Without giving away too much, spoke about the balance they were learning to keep. "People often think the most important days are the big ones, the premieres. But sometimes, the most important day is just a Tuesday when everyone's home, laughing over nothing. As the public excitement slowly settled into fond memory, the couple's fans began organizing small acts of kindness in their name: donations to children's hospitals, free meal distributions for underprivileged families, even art contests for kids inspired by the airport moment. Each gesture seemed to amplify the warmth of that single hug captured on camera, proving that love, in its purest form, doesn't just inspire, it multiplies. One evening, Hyun posted a short video message to his fans. Sitting beside Sun Ye-jin with Alkong playfully climbing onto his lap, he said, "Thank you for welcoming me home so warmly. Just at the airport, but here, through every message, every drawing, every kind thought. We don't often share our personal lives, but this time, we're glad we did. We hope it reminded you, as it reminded us, that no matter how far we travel, the heart always knows where home is." He smiled, exchanged a glance with Sun Ye-jin, and added, "Take care of the ones you love. See you again soon." And with that, the clip faded to black, leaving fans with the same feeling as the airport moment itself, a quiet, lasting warmth that needed no further explanation. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Give this video a like. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Give this video a like. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you.